Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing a trying new makeup again. There's so many new products to go over. Tons of foundations, tons of eyeshadows. So we're gonna be pumping out these videos, both high-end and drugstore. So today I have the new Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. So this has 15 shades, all matte. They say you can use this on the face or eyes. So I really wanna play around with these, see how they blend. I also have these gorgeous metal leaf shadow pots. These are from Deck of Scarlet. So I was thinking we'll use the Dominique palette to blend mattes and then use the Deck of Scarlet to do maybe like a halo eye. Really want to try out the new Huda Beauty foundation. You guys have been asking me. This is the reformulated faux filter foundation. This is supposed to be no fragrance. They've reformulated it, so we will try this out as well. Also new from Natasha Denona, this is the Mini Love collection. This is the cheek duo with the cream blush and the highlight. Haven't used it yet, just swatched it. Also have her new lipstick, so I thought we would play around with this, as well as demoing the Fenty Beauty powder. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation. I'm gonna use this to set on top of the Huda Beauty foundation, just on the perimeters of my face, see how it works as a setting powder. I also do have a new concealer from Kimchi Chic Beauty. I really wanna demo it for you guys. I've been playing around with it. Have to say I'm quite impressed. So I wanna demo this as well as their powder, their loose powder. I've just been loving it. It's quite new if you missed my last trying new makeup. So these products I wanna show you on camera, show you how they blend, and tell you why I'm liking them. And then lastly, I have the Physicians Formula Butter Blowout Mascara. I picked this up, as well as the Revolution Fix and Glow Dewy Finish Spray. So we have a ton of new products, mostly high-end, some drugstore. I will link everything down below. If you're new here, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I upload, and let's go ahead and begin. I went ahead and zoomed you in. We're gonna start on the eyes today. I've been doing that lately and just liking the way it turns out. So I'm gonna start off with this Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. This is $48, you get 15 shades. The pans are quite big and they're all matte. They say you can use these on the eyes or the face. I'm gonna start off with this shade up here called Toffee. I'm basically just going to blend this all over my lid and then into my crease. I think I'm gonna do a halo eye. So I kinda wanna use this as my base. Everything blended easily. I didn't have any problems. I'm noticing they're not super powdery, which is a good thing. I'm gonna jump into Kohl, not quite the black one, but the second one from black. And I am going to really put this kind of right low to start that halo eye effect. Same thing on the outer edge, and I'm keeping this lower, sort of stamping it on, and then using the first brush to just soften the edges. And then to intensify it, I am gonna go into the black, which is called Smoky. Using an even smaller brush, keeping it low. And then again, just blending with this brush. For the center of the lid, I want something super glittery and metallic, so I am partnering with Deck of Scarlet to show you their new metal leaf shadow pots. Thank you to Deck of Scarlet for sponsoring this portion of the video. I'm gonna swatch them for you, demo them, and I'm gonna show you just the different colors they have in terms of duochromes and some classic metallics. So I've worked with Deck of Scarlet many a times. I love their lip oils if you guys have watched previous videos of mine, and I actually was an artist-in-chief for one of their palettes way back when, so I always love working with them. They are a clean beauty brand. They avoid over 1,500 ingredients. You can check that all out on their website. Vegan, cruelty-free, but they believe that clean beauty shouldn't be boring. So they just released these beautiful, oh my gosh, these are so pretty. They're called the Metal Leaf Shadow Pots. They have 7 different shades. Some are multi-chrome and some are just metallic. I'm gonna go for this foiled duochrome. This is called All of the Lights. So pretty. So they have a really soft texture, but they truly are that high shine foiled look. So I thought this would be perfect for a halo eye. So I've just swatched it on my hand. You can see it goes from almost like a pinky purple to a silvery aqua green. Beautiful, beautiful. So I'm gonna show some swatches of all of the shades. I will throw it up on the screen with the names. The Metal Leaf Shadow Pots create an editorial foiled leaf effect on your eyes. You can use it on your face. They're longwear formula that won't crease or crack, and they have a cream putty-like texture. So I'm gonna go ahead and start applying this to the eye, and it does have that kind of foiled effect. So I find that tapping and then kind of rubbing it, or I guess swiping it, gives you that really high shine finish, and you can blend it out, but look how pretty that is. You're definitely gonna have some fallout, so that's why I did my eyes first. just to clean up any fallout from the smoky eye or these. So I might play with a couple, but that's gonna be my base. Again, they have that foiled effect, so you definitely wanna kind of push them onto the eyelid. And I would definitely recommend using your finger like I'm doing. I just feel like it's the best application method. Oh my God, they're so pretty. They like shift depending on which angle you're looking at. And then I think just to give a little more pop, I'm gonna go into this really pretty silver shade called Disco Ball. I mean, this is essentially like straight silver. And I think I wanna apply just a little bit kind of higher up here, almost like going up almost to the brow bone. So I do have a 20% off code if you want to check out these metal leaf shadows from Deck of Scarlet. I will leave it on the screen and then a link down below with the code if you want to save on your first order. Thank you to Deck of Scarlet for sponsoring this video. Check down below if you want to check these out. And let's try out the new Physicians Formula Butter Blowout Mascara. So Physicians Formula recently came out with a bunch of new products. I did try a couple of the products like the bronzer and the spray in a previous video, but this is their blowout mascara. Picked this up, I believe from Ulta, but I think you can get it at Walmart, a ton of different places. I haven't tried many Physicians Formula mascaras. Lately, I've been trying to embrace not wearing lashes every time. It just kind of depends on the look. I'm not sure today if I'll put lashes on or not. We'll just have to see. The wand looks pretty nice and volumizing. It has that butter bronzer smell, which I'm kind of like, do we need that in a mascara? I don't know. So let's go ahead and just try this out. I curled my lashes. Okay, so it feels not super wet. So if you like a drier formula, I definitely feel like it's giving me length, right? Huh, that looks pretty good to be honest. For one coat, it's not getting clumpy. It's just giving me length. All right, so first impression on this is it's not bad. It's more lengthening than volumizing, so it just depends on what you're looking for. It's a more dry formula, so I feel like people might enjoy that, but I'll just have to keep trying it out. But my first impression is I would reach for it again. I'm curious to keep giving it a try. Okay, so somehow I messed up the outer corner of the black and then I just kept going and going and going. And then I was like, we're just gonna wing it out. So I know it looks different. I was like this close to my mirror, just trying to get it to work. I'm hoping that we can trust the process. I just kind of messed up a little bit. So hopefully once we do concealer and everything, it will look nice and put together. So I wanna go in now with the Huda Beauty foundation. This is the new Faux Filter reformulated version. So the original got a lot of flack for being highly fragranced. A lot of Huda's products are, and I think she's kind of changing a little bit. So the biggest difference is that this is fragrance free. It says 24-hour flexible wear, luminous matte finish. I don't understand that. Luminous matte. Luminous matte. Aren't they totally different? So I'm not sure about that. Vegan, non-comedogenic, waterproof, 24-hour wear. So this is available now. I'm curious to try this. I have the shade Shortbread 200B. They sent me a few shades and I think this is gonna work the best. I'm not sure though because this is a light beige with a pinky undertone. So we will see. I'm gonna pump a few pumps out. This might be light. This is what it looks like. I'm hoping that it'll work with me. My self-tan's a few days old, so I'm hoping it's not too light. I've been having issues with just shade matching. Okay, that is matte. It's a thick texture too, by the way. And I would say, yes, it is full coverage. It feels really dry if you want my first impression. And it seems like it oxidizes a little bit. Yeah, I would say this dries fast. That's one thing I'm noticing. It's almost giving me similar vibes to the Smashbox, the one in the tube that was like super full coverage. I'm gonna pump out another pump, but I wouldn't just put this all over at once. I would definitely work in sections. So this is what the foundation looks like. It is full coverage, it's thick, and it almost feels like it's a powder, like it's dried down. I'm completely blanked out. I think it's a little bit light for me, of course, and then I have these crazy eyes going on. This literally reminds me of the Smashbox 24-hour full coverage foundation. Everything about it reminds me of it, just that really high coverage. But again, it can be drying. It looks fine, but I almost look like I've powdered, which is interesting. So we'll have to see. I'm hoping with the filter, Pro Filter soft matte powder that's a little dark for me, I can warm this up and make it more you know, matching my skin tone, just because I feel like my face looks a little bit kind of blown out, especially with these dark eyes and my blonde hair. So I want to go in next with concealer. This is a new concealer I picked up from Kimchi Chic Beauty. So this is super full coverage matte. I thought this would go well with it, but the only thing I don't like is the shades are a little bit off. So this is medium beige. And I thought for sure, like, to me, this looks like light. It's just quite light. So what I'm gonna do is mix a little bit of my Giorgio Armani in. This one's a little bit dark for me because otherwise I feel like it just really is too light. I'm not in love with the applicator, but I like the finish and I like the coverage. But I just feel like this is really light for supposedly like medium beige. I just thought would be a bit deeper. So I applied that Kimchi Chic, and then I just take a little bit of this in the center just to kind of bring it back to life so it's not so light. I'm gonna go ahead and start blending this out. I have really been liking the Kimchi concealer so much so that I did buy a deeper shade. So if you're gonna buy that, definitely look for swatches. I found a YouTube video that actually was swatching them, so I went ahead and got a shade, I think 2 shades lighter. It's really nice for brightening and lifting, but I just, for every day, it's like super light. And it almost looks like I've just used white. And I know they do have white. So if you're super fair, they have white, yellow, they have a ton of light shades. But yeah, and I think it was like $14, so not bad. I mean, it really covers. So this is what the complexion's looking like. I feel like this is full coverage. I'm gonna go in next with my Kimchi Chic Puff Puff Pass Powder. I really like this. This is in the shade Translucent 3. I'm just gonna use this in the T-zone, and then I'm gonna go in with my Pro Filter on the perimeters of my face. So I'm really going to push this in under the eye. This is a great powder and you get a lot of it. It's very smoothing, light in texture, and they had a bunch of shades in that too. So I have to say that I'm looking very smooth, which is something I like. The shade is light. So I am gonna go in with this Fenty Beauty powder. This is the shade 260. It looks, you know, fine in the pan, but it goes on my face darker, especially when I use it alone. So I was hoping that this would just give me some color all over. Yeah, you can see that it's deeper. So it's kind of giving me just a little bit more color, and I want to utilize it because I don't think I can use it alone. It's just a little bit deep. When I use it alone, for some reason, it ends up looking kind of like splotchy. I went ahead and finished my brows and added a little contour. I'm gonna go in with my Physicians Formula bronzer. This is just a new one I've been liking, the Matte Sun-Kissed Bronzer. It really does give you a lot of warmth to your skin. Just gives you a nice warmth. Someone commented, they're like, that's like a suntan in a compact. I was like, oh my God, you're right. I really like it. It's quite warm though, I will say. I know they have one more shade, but come on, they need to come out with more shades. Like what is it with certain brands? It's like pulling teeth. Like, can you just come out with more options so that everybody can enjoy them? So I'm actually gonna pull this just kind of over my cheek area. I wanna go ahead and finish off the eyes. I'm gonna jump back into the Dominique palette, back into the shade Toffee. And I just wanna lightly blend this right under the eye here. Next, I'm gonna jump into Smoky, which is the black of the palette. And I'm gonna go on the outer edge of my lower lash line. Kind of about halfway in. So now I'm gonna take some black liner. This one is Nabla. So I might leave that bare. I might add something. I'm not sure yet. I want to move on to the Love Cheek Duo from Natasha Denona. This is from her new mini Love collection. I love this packaging. I adored the original. So in this one you have a highlight, which kind of leans more peachy. I'm kind of like, ooh, is that gonna work with what we're doing today? And then a cream blush, which I love her formula. So I'm gonna start with the cream blush. So I went ahead and applied it to the back of my sponge. I just love her formula. It's just so easy to use. It goes over powder. That's why I am in love with her original. And I tend to prefer blushes that go over powder without any patching. So if you are afraid of creams, but you wanna try them, check out hers or Patrick Ta's. There's absolutely no skipping or grabbing. which I love. I'm gonna pull a little bit in here. But that is a pretty shade. Now in terms of the highlighter, I'm hoping that it'll look okay, so we'll try it out. I'm gonna use my Sculpt 2 from Sonia G. I'm a little worried. Doesn't really match what we have going on, but you know, we're just doing a trying new makeup. It's pretty, it's blinding. I don't know if I love that shade. I just prefer something more like the Amrezy or the Dior, just something not peachy, not too gold, just kind of neutral. It's very pretty though. And it ties in with that blush. I went ahead and did my hair off camera, and then I lined my lips with Morphe Sweet Tea. I was gonna go in with that Natasha Denona, but I feel like it might clash with the colors that we have going on. I'm gonna use this Hank and Henry Beauty. These are the Cherry Mattes lipsticks, and I'm hoping this will kind of blend in nicely and give me a really muted look. This is in the shade Bouffant. So these are matte lipsticks, and they have like a huge doe foot applicator, and they smell like cherries. So I was hoping, that looks light. I was hoping to kind of blend this in with that Morphe liner. There we go. There's a bunch of shades. I think I just used the lightest one though. And then for some reason I want to go in with some gloss. I have this P. Louise HOLLA gloss. It's just literally like a nude gloss. I just want a smidge of shine right in the center here. Yep. You know when you do makeup and you question like, should I do an inner corner highlight? Should I do a gloss? And then sometimes you do it and you're like, no. And other times you're like, oh, okay, that worked out. That's exactly what I wanted. Just a little bit of something, something. All right, and then to finish off, I have this Makeup Revolution Fix and Glow Dewy Finish with Shimmer Particles. I didn't read that part, but okay, I guess we're going there. I have shimmer on the eyes, so let's go for it. So the bottle's leaking, which is not promising. I got this from Ulta, but let's just try it anyways. It smells good and the mister's fine, but it's leaking on my hands. And it's like bubbled up at the top. That's not... What does that smell like? It smells delicious. I don't know what it smells like, but I don't see any particles on my face, so that's kind of weird that they would market it like that. All right, guys, here's my finished makeup look. I have to say there was a moment, especially with the eyes, that I thought that I had messed up, but we just corrected it and winged it out, and I feel like it came out really pretty. So let me start off with the Dominique Cosmetics Transition Palette. I have to say I had no problems with this. Everything blended easily. There was not a lot of kick up. As you can see in the pan, it's not messy. Now, the one thing I noticed is the black did fall out. So when I was using it on my eyes, there was a lot of fallout. So if you're gonna be using the dark shades in here, I would tell you to do your eyes first. Other than that, great quality. I know that she said you could use this on your face as well. I didn't get to try that today, but maybe in a future video. But my first impression on this is it's a great transition palette. You've got a couple cool tones here, but mostly neutral warm tones. And I think that it's great quality. It worked beautifully. I didn't have any problems. Of course, I love the Deck of Scarlet Meadow Leaf Shadow Pots. I tend to typically do all matte looks, or if I do something with shine, I will use a product like this. I just like something that's really bam in your face, glittery kind of thing, or I like to go all matte. These are gorgeous, and as you saw in the swatches, some of them are duochrome if you're into that, or some are just really metallic, but it just gives you that kind of wet, kind of speckled leaf metallic look on your eyes. Like it's almost like wet, gorgeous. So I will link these down below with my code as well, but these are beautiful if you're looking for something to add some pizzazz to your looks. My first impression on the Physicians Formula mascara is it's a drier formula. It's more of a lengthening, and I feel like it really helped my lashes stand up. You know how sometimes when you use mascaras, they can get heavy and kind of droop? This actually added some curl, but it didn't do much for volume. So I'll keep trying this out. It may be something that I use in conjunction with maybe like my Morphe that really gives me the volume that I'm looking for, but my first impression is good on this. The Huda Beauty foundation. So let's let's talk about this. The shade was a little bit light for me. I feel like the Fenty powder really helped kind of bring it together for me. This really reminds me of that Smashbox foundation. This is high coverage. I'm glad that there's no fragrance. The only thing I will say is that it is drying. Now I will say I look pretty flawless and matte, so the end result was really nice, but if you have dry skin, I just don't know if you would like this. It tends to dry down almost to a powder finish, like you don't have to set it. I set it lightly, but it really does dry down. So I foresee people that have combo or oily skin really liking this, or people that have just acne scars, redness, hyperpigmentation, things they want to cover, because it truly does cover. I'm intrigued to see how it wears throughout the day. I have to leave here for an appointment after this, but I will update you guys down below. But I'm a little bit iffy on this. I just don't know. This is definitely not going to be an everyday foundation for me because it just is such full coverage. I feel like this would be like a full glam look. Really loving the Kimchi Chic concealer. I just feel like it's so high coverage. A little bit goes a long way, and it's really nice for cleaning up edges to really give you that sharp look. And then I love the powder as well. So I would recommend these two products. I've been reaching for them a lot. In terms of the Fenty powder foundation, it worked well to give me a little bit of warmth, just to warm up that foundation. For me, I'll use it as a setting powder, but it's not something I would wear alone just because I didn't like the way it looked and it was a little bit patchy. But I have to say, I do really like the Natasha Denona, which I'm not surprised by. This is just such a great formula because it doesn't disrupt your powder. For me, that's really important. The highlight I wish wasn't so peachy gold, but I will get a lot of use out of the blush, and I think it's great quality. The highlight was blinding. It's just not my personal taste in color. And then in terms of the lip product, it smells like cherries. It was a really pretty light shade that I could really manipulate with lip liners, so I will probably get a lot of use out of this, but I will say that I like to add a little bit of a gloss on top. So that is everything for this trying new makeup. I will leave everything linked down below. Don't forget to check out Deck of Scarlet. I will have it at the top of my description box. Please subscribe if you're new here. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys in the next video.